Everyone came to celebrate a new life. But no one expected the death of a marriage. The hall was filled with balloons, laughter, gifts, and soft music, everything a pregnant woman dreams of on her baby shower day. But in the middle of the joy, as cameras flashed and friends cheered, my husband walked toward me with a stiff face and handed me a white envelope. First I thought it was a love letter, until I opened it. It wasn't a letter. It was divorce papers. And just like that, my perfect world shattered in front of everyone. This is the story of how a celebration became a betrayal, and how the truth behind it all was darker than anyone imagined. I had planned my baby shower for weeks. The hall was decorated in shades of gold and blush pink. My friends were dancing, my family laughing, and the smell of jollof, suya, and coconut rice filled the air. Everything felt warm, magical, hopeful. I was 8 months pregnant, and my husband, Emeka, had been distant for the past few weeks. I thought he was just stressed. Work had been draining him, and the new baby was coming soon. But that morning he barely looked at me. "Are you okay?" Yes. He forced a smile. "I'm fine. Don't worry." I wanted to believe him. During the celebration, everyone insisted we take pictures together. He placed his arm around me, cold and stiff, as if we were strangers posing for a magazine cover. And, right in the middle of the hall, as the MC asked him to say a few words, he walked up to me with slow, heavy steps. Everyone clapped, expecting a speech. Instead, he gave me a white envelope. "Open it," he said quietly. My hand shook. Inside was a stack of papers. I blinked. "Read again." My breath caught. "Petition for divorce." Gasps filled the hall like a wave. The room started spinning. My knees weakened. "Emeka, what is this?" I whispered. He only said 6 words. "I can't do this anymore. Sorry." And he walked out. Just like that. Leaving behind a pregnant wife. And a room full of shocked faces. My mother rushed to hold me. My friends gathered around, whispering with anger and disbelief. But I couldn't hear anything. My ears rang. My chest tightened. How do you breathe when your heart feels like it's being crushed? I was rushed to the hospital when my stomach tightened in panic. Thankfully, the baby was fine. But I wasn't. For 2 days, I refused to see anyone. Then my best friend, Kamsi, came in with a look I had never seen before. "Ada, I found something," she said. My heart skipped. She gave me Emeka's phone. His old phone he had left behind months ago when he upgraded. Inside it were messages. Long messages. Sweet messages. To someone named Nkechi Redheart. My vision blurred. He had been seeing her for 8 months. Almost the entire pregnancy. And it didn't end there. Kamsi showed me voice notes where Emeka complained that he wasn't ready to be a father. That the child might not even be his. Even though he was the one who had begged me for a baby. The truth hit harder than the divorce papers. He didn't leave because of a mistake. He left because he had been planning it. I cried until my pillow was soaked. Until my voice cracked. Until there were no tears left. Then came the knock on the door. A nurse walked in. "You have visitors," she said. I expected my family. But when the door opened, it was Emeka's mother. Her eyes were swollen. Her hands shook as she approached my bed. "Ada, my daughter, forgive my son," she said, kneeling on the hospital floor. And then she said the words that shook my world again. "There is something I need to tell you. Something Emeka hid from all of us." Mama Emeka's voice trembled as she spoke. "My son, he has been lying to everyone. Even me." She explained that Emeka had accumulated massive debt. Millions. He had been secretly borrowing money for a business that failed. When the pressure increased, he turned cold, angry, distant. And then he met Nkechi. But what shocked me most was the truth behind his sudden divorce. "He believes leaving you will protect you," she said softly. "His creditors have been threatening him. He doesn't want them coming after you and the baby." Froze. "What?" I whispered. "He thinks if he divorces you they won't touch you. That they'll see you as separate." My heart cracked again, this time in confusion, not anger. So he destroyed our family to save us? Mama nodded, crying. I didn't know whether to scream or cry or laugh in disbelief. Emeka had broken me. But part of him thought he was protecting me. But that wasn't the end. 3 days later, the hospital received an urgent visitor. A man dressed in black. A man Emeka owed money. We need to talk, he said. My heartbeat hammered. But instead of threatening me, he did something unexpected. He handed me a letter. Emeka's handwriting. Shaking, I opened it. Inside were the words. Forgive me, Ada. Failed you. Failed our child. But I will fix this. Even if it costs me everything. I didn't know it then. But that letter was only the beginning of the storm. I was discharged from the hospital with more questions than answers. Days passed. No one heard from Emeka. His phone was off. He wasn't at work. Not at home. Not with his friends. Even Kechi claimed he had disappeared. One night around 11 p.m. there was a loud knock at my door. My heart jumped. It wasn't Emeka. It was the police. Madam, are you Ada Okoye? One officer asked. Yes. We need you to come with us. We found something. My legs shook as I dressed. They drove me to an old abandoned warehouse at the edge of town. Inside was Emeka, alive, but weak, surrounded by the same men he owed money. The leader stepped forward. He asked us for time. He begged us not to harm you. He said he would do anything to keep you safe. I stared at my husband, my betrayer, my protector, my pain. Why didn't you tell me? I whispered. He looked up with tired eyes. I didn't want you to carry my shame. Tear fell down my cheek. He added, I know you may never forgive me, but I promise, I will be a father. If you let me. I turned away. Everything in me was torn apart. Love, anger, betrayal, confusion. The men agreed to give him time to pay. But the warning was clear. If he failed, they would return. For the first time, Emeka reached for my hand, but I pulled back. I don't know if I can do this, I whispered. He nodded slowly. I understand. And just like that, the final crack in our marriage appeared. Weeks passed. My belly grew heavier. My heart grew tougher. Emeka moved out, giving me space. He worked day and night to clear the debt. Sometimes he called. Sometimes he texted to check on me and the baby. Sometimes he cried. But I needed to heal first. And the day came. I went into labor. The pain was intense, but what hurt more was that I had no idea where Emeka was. His phone was off again. My mother held my hand. My friend Kamsi prayed beside me. After hours of pushing and tears, my son was born. Beautiful boy. Soft hair. Tiny fingers. A cry so pure it felt like a new beginning. As I held him, the door slowly opened. Emeka stumbled in, covered in dust, breathing heavily. I came as fast as I could, he whispered. He froze when he saw our baby. Then he dropped to his knees beside my bed. He's beautiful, he whispered. I looked at him. At the man who had broken me. At the man who had tried to protect me. At the man who had lost himself but fought to return. Emeka, I said softly. I don't know if we can fix our marriage. His face fell, but he nodded. But, I continued, I want our son to have a father. Good one. And that starts with you choosing the right path. He wiped his tears. I will, he promised. Even if you never take me back, I will be a father. I smiled gently, tired but peaceful. And for the first time in months, felt hope. Our marriage might be broken, but our future as parents was just beginning.